Hey, what's up guys? It is I, Mark Yoon, and today I'm bringing another hopefully exciting video. What I want to talk to you about today is hot takes. We all love them, we all hate them, we all still have them. So hot takes are something that is rampant in like literally every single community, and they're so interesting to me because as much pushback as they get, some people still hold them. I mean, and what is a hot take, right? A hot take is something that like pretty much is a opinion that goes against the rest of the norm. It goes against everybody else's majority opinion, and whether it be right or wrong, it's something that you hold really dear. So let's get into some of the ones for Soulcalibur. Oh man, I have a lot. All right, so I'm not gonna call anybody out by giving any kind of names to this. I'm just going to generally talk about hot takes that I've seen because I don't want people like going after people in my comment section, basically. So we're going to talk about a few here. Some of the ones that I've talked about in the past are not going to show up here because I've already talked about them, but these are some other hot takes that like are kind of prevalent that like I feel like need to be addressed in some form or fashion. So let's start with that. Alright, a big hot take that I see that I don't even know why people hold is that like Reversal Edge is a good system. Woo boy, like I don't know. I want to say I don't know anybody who actually likes RE. Like there's people that tolerate RE and there's people that think that like RE is easy to get around at high levels of gameplay. Awesome sauce. But there's like some people who literally like RE. They think that it's a good system and that like it should stay the way it is without being nerfed or anything. I don't know how a one button press interrupting the entire flow of combat, putting into a rock paper scissors mode via like Dragon Ball Budokai 3, and that also gains meter for the person spamming it, like I don't know how that would be a good system at all. Like I've always said in the past, the minimal that they should do is have it cost meter to use and also give you some frame delay when it's if you fail or after it's initiated, so that there can be pushback involved. The mode is like ridiculous the way that it is, and most people hate it. And I think if you think that you like it, that's definitely a hot take. So you can still continue liking it, but I just know that going forward, that's a definite hot take. Another monumental, superfluous, super to the mountaintops, crazy, insane hot take that I've heard people say is that Soulcalibur 5 is their favorite Soulcalibur game. Biggest of oofs. Monumental L. There's nothing ever that is either the biggest cap I've ever heard in my entire life, or it is I guess a W for your headcanon, but like it's not for the rest of us, let me tell you right now. Not only is that a hot take because the sales numbers and the fact that it canceled its DLC and the fact that it cut its story by 75% and the fact that like most people hold the opinion that Soulcalibur 5 is probably the worst Soulcalibur game, even though it has some positives to it. I'm not saying it's a completely trash, tumultuous game. There's just a lot of issues with the game, let's just say that. But to come out and say that Pyrrha and Patroclus are your favorite characters and that Soulcalibur 5 is your favorite, let's not get it twisted. That is a hot take. Now, I'm not saying you're not allowed to hold those opinions. I guess the only thing that I would say is I would let that slide if Soulcalibur 5 was like your introduction to the series. Maybe you're a little bit younger and PlayStation 5 and Xbox 360 were your first consoles and Soulcalibur 5 was like your first Soulcalibur game, or perhaps Soulcalibur 4, because a lot of people that played Soulcalibur 4 as their first game also like 5. I can see how you would hold that opinion, but that's definitely a hot take if you've played the rest of the series, like hands down. Like Soulcalibur 2 and Soulcalibur 3 are definitely up there for top contenders for the best, and a lot of people like Soulcalibur 6 also. I think Soulcalibur 6 is probably my second favorite game from the series, but that might even be a hot take in and of itself. Wow, I just made my own hot take in a hot take video. So, I don't know, man. If that's your favorite, then go out and play some of the older games, I guess, because they're available and biggest of L's. Anyway, another hot take that I see, a huge hot take that I see within this community. Are you ready? Are you listening? Come here. I'm going to tell you right now. People need to stop saying, and I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you specifically. People need to stop saying take guests out of Soulcalibur. Now that might be a hot take to a hot take, but let me explain my reasoning. Because of the sales of Soulcalibur, because of the finances that are involved, they have to pay, they have to get licensing, they have to get guest characters to bring people into the games, or else the games are going to fail, just outright now. There's like, it's not the glory days of Soulcalibur 2. If they don't make it, they're going to fail. There's a reason why Sony never released the numbers for Soulcalibur 3, and it happens to be like the one that didn't have guests, even though it has pseudo guests, and it was supposed to have Dante from Devil May Cry, and it was also supposed to, and it did have Telos and I forget the other girl from Xenosaga. It was supposed to have them, but they became pseudo guests, and you can instead make them through the creation engine. Guests are very important to Soulcalibur. If you are a fighting game fanatic and you play a ton of fighting games and you hate guests, awesome. Then, like, some of those games don't need it. Dragon Ball FighterZ doesn't need guests. Like Tekken, it doesn't need guests, but they still see the desire and the want for them, and to bring in the pool of other franchises. Tekken 7 had the most guests of any other Tekken game, like, ever, right? And it also pulled in the most sales ever. So they're going to correlate those two things and immediately draw conclusions that, like, more guests equals more money because more viewers come in from other series. Like, let's say that, like, your favorite game of all time, because, like, your grandmom got it for you for Christmas, is, like, Nier Automata, and, like, you only care about 2B. And then you saw that 2B is literally in Soulcalibur. You don't know what the heck a Soulcalibur is, but you're going to play that game because 2B is in a fighting game? That's what their opinions are. That's what their ideals are. What? You could be Geralt in a fighting game? Like, it's the same reason why games like Multiverses and, like, Smash Brothers are so popular. You think that, like, if Smash Brothers, like, only had Nintendo IP, it would be as popular as it is now? Probably not. I mean, there are some failures in there, like Enter Guys, but but there's a lot of, like, momentum behind guest characters. And while you can make an argument that there shouldn't be guests in Tekken, I think there definitely should be guests in Soulcalibur, not only to even out the roster, but also because we get guest styles in the game to create characters with too. And the more diversity that we have within character creation, the better the mode's going to be. So specifically for Soulcalibur, it's a hot take to say take guests out. I'm sorry. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of pushback in the comment section down below. I'm already going to be watching my subscribers drop from that. But that is, in my opinion, a hot take. I don't know, guys. There's a ton of hot takes out there. I had a little bit of fun making this video because, like, I have to be so formal when it comes to, like, talking about these hot takes with people because I don't want to offend or upset anybody in the comment section. So I have to be like, well, here's an entire paragraph of why this is not the way it should be, or let's go in a Discord and I can sit there for an hour, like, going bullet point by bullet point. And this is more of a spitfire, just having fun kind of video, which I don't often do. They're usually more serious, I guess, but, like, I don't know. I enjoyed making this video, so I hope you enjoyed watching it. This is all good fun, guys. You can have whatever opinions you want about the game. The only thing that matters to me is that you're actually playing the game, and that, like, we have more souls burning for Soulcalibur. That's all I care about. So you can take whatever hot takes you want. You can say that Soulcalibur 5 is your favorite. I don't care. Cool. As long as you're playing Soulcalibur, that's all that matters to me. So with that being said, we're going to bring this video to a close, and I hope to see you guys in the comment section and on the Discord. And as I always say, guys, I love it. Thank you.
And thank you.